What are healthy boundaries? Healthy boundaries begin with ourselves. What are the healthy boundaries? Boundaries that we have with ourselves, with the parts among ourselves. So the 5-year-old may want something other than what the 17-year-old wants, who may want something other than the 43-year-old wants. So how do we put in those healthy boundaries among our parts? And then there are the healthy boundaries that we establish with others as well. And it is our responsibility to keep those healthy boundaries in place. So let's look at healthy boundaries in the field. As a reminder, have your Post-its, little pieces of paper, tabletop, a pen in front of you, a pen, and a quiet space. And let's begin by writing on a piece of paper, me, and then as always, with any part that we place into the field, we're going to draw that arrow pointed out. That's the direction in which the part is facing in the field. And let's just put me in front here, and we'll get present to how you are occurring. So let's drop into the field. And when we place our hand on the piece of paper representing yourself, you're going to tune into the hidden underlying dynamics. So just drop in, observing your thoughts, emotions, memories, images. What is your experience of you? How are you showing up right now? Giving yourself space to feel fully you. What are you experiencing in your body? Notice how you are feeling in relation to what's around you. So again, the constellation's like a living map. So how are you feeling in relation to what's around you? Feel into the energy of it. Things may be actually popping up around you. Just notice them as you stand in your shoes, feeling yourself on the ground, feet on the ground. And as you do notice how you relate to what is around you, bring in to more awareness your boundaries. What do you notice about your boundaries? So you in this human body, what are you noticing about how boundaries occur to you in physical form? And then also on the level of emotional, mental, spiritual. How are you feeling about boundaries in that way? How are boundaries showing up? Now, let's actually make this more conscious, more aware. We're gonna, again, draw that arrow up top. We're gonna put in boundaries. We're just gonna call that boundaries at first. So write boundaries. And then let's place this in front of us. So placing boundaries in front of me. And let's feel into boundaries and me at the same time. So we're going to be channeling the energy, information, resonance, vibration through the field of boundaries and me. So how do I relate to boundaries? How do I connect to boundaries? What is boundaries' relationship to me? And let's take a few moments to feel into our relationship with boundaries. Notice if you are aware of boundaries. Can you feel them? Do they feel weak or strong? Notice if there's some areas or in some ways you have a relationship with boundaries and in some you don't. So perhaps there is a communication between you and boundaries. Perhaps it's, I see you. You are good for me. I would like more of you. So hear, feel what that communication is and speak it out loud. And see if there's a communication back. And if there is, speak that communication and receive it. Now, let's do this. We're going to actually add a word here. So let's add healthy boundaries. We're just going to write on top of boundaries, healthy boundaries. And let's put this back in front of us and let's feel how healthy boundaries relates to me. How does that shift or morph now that we've added the word healthy? How do healthy boundaries feel? So there are boundaries, and then there's this awareness of healthy boundaries. Does that make the boundaries stronger? Is there perhaps more love involved in healthy boundaries? How does it shift for you? Perhaps there's a communication to be said, to be spoken and heard. Perhaps there's something to be seen here. Where are healthy boundaries wanting to have a stronger relationship with you? Where in your life? And let's also tune into how healthy boundaries exist within you. So perhaps you're noticing different ages within you, the different parts within you. So bring attention to the healthy boundaries that you have among your parts. So again, perhaps there's a part that is wanting something that perhaps is not healthy, and how you or your higher self or another part of you puts in place a healthy boundary. So notice how healthy boundaries exist within you. And then also notice how healthy boundaries relate and exist in relation to others, and how you be with yourself in relation to the healthy boundaries that you have with others. So perhaps there is something to say in the field such as, I acknowledge my healthy boundaries. I put in place my healthy boundaries for myself. Only that which is in my greatest good can pass through my healthy boundaries. I am protected in my healthy boundaries. I honor myself in my healthy boundaries. I love myself within my healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries are an expression of love for myself. We're going to go one more level here. Let's tune into, we'll bring in Archangel Michael, and he's the protector of the Archangels. So let's actually visualize ourselves in a blue light of sphere. So there's a sphere around us. This is a spiritual protection. Archangel Michael's blue light within that sphere, and us in the center of the sphere. So Archangel Michael asking for protection on the spiritual level, on the unseen. And so seeing your blue sphere extend as and widen, expand as far as needed across dimensions. And then allowing that sphere to come back down around you as it feels comfortable. And once again, saying into the field, only that which is in my greatest good can pass through. Okay, we're going to complete this mini constellation in just a moment. So let's just feel back into me, into ourselves here. And notice how you feel right now. Perhaps feeling a greater sense of yourself, standing in your strength, knowing yourself a little bit more, grounded, feet touching the earth, healthy boundaries around you, healthy boundaries within you, a greater awareness, a greater level of consciousness, higher level of consciousness. And be in the space as long as you desire. And one last thing, let's hear for any messages for us. Feels like some of us want to receive some messages right now, so let's just listen. Okay, and let's complete this here. Part of life experience, part of growth is to get to know who we are, separate from others, and then also as part of the whole. Healthy boundaries is a very important distinction in life. Again, healthy boundaries with ourselves, and then healthy boundaries with each other, healthy boundaries with our family, with our relationships, and that can be intimate friendships, it can be work, and then also healthy boundaries on the unseen, with the unseen, so on other dimensions as well too. So there's many layers to healthy boundaries. I hope that you got something out of this constellation. Visit it anytime. If there's anyone that in your life that you think could use this constellation, please forward this to them. Like this video, subscribe. Again, I do one-on-one sessions, so if any of you are having issue with entanglements or attachments or healthy boundaries, please reach out to me. We can do a constellation. I also do groups as well. Morphicfield.com is my website, and I will see you next time.